Studies show that many cats hide serious brain power behind those cat eyes. In fact, they're often smarter than we give them credit for. Some are even expertly reading and manipulating their owners without them realizing it. Researchers say there are 11 definite signs that your cat has a high IQ. Does your cat make the list? Let's find out. Number 1. They manage your schedule. If you've had a cat for a while, you might have noticed a few things. Not only do they demand dinner on time every day, they claim your bed 5 minutes before you get in, or they're the best alarm clock you could ask for. This is because cats adore routine. They love being able to predict when good things happen, like getting fed. But as much as they might pretend to merely tolerate you, you're important to them too. They also love knowing when they can share your warmth for a long nap, or when you're free from work so they can play. It's not just your habits and behavior they pay attention to here. They also notice things like how the light changes as you start waking up, or the sound of the bus going past 5 minutes before you return home. Number 2. Keeping in time. This ability to memorize your schedule doesn't just end there. It also suggests that cats have some concept of time. Okay, they're not going to be reading a clock anytime soon, no matter how smart they are. However, studies have shown that they do have a basic grasp of time. Winding between your legs half an hour before their dinner time isn't just a result of them keeping track of your schedule. It could be partly because your cat knows what time it is, or at least they have a vague idea that it's the time they usually get fed. Whenever the clocks change, your cat hates it just as much as you do. Number 3. Out of sight is not out of mind. Knowing something is there even when you can't see it is something most of us take for granted. We just know it's true. But not every animal has this ability. For many of them, if something is out of sight, it's also out of mind. Cats are different. Research shows that they understand that something continues to exist even when it goes out of sight. Unfortunately, there hasn't been that much research into this topic, so the extent cats understand this is still being debated. However, most researchers agree that cats do have object permanence. You can test this yourself too. Grab a box, their favorite toy, and your cat, of course. Once you've got their attention with the toy, hide it behind the box and see how long it takes your kitty to investigate. You can also try hiding the toy when they're not watching. They might surprise you by immediately trying to find it. Number 4. They know their name. There are all sorts of tips and tricks about naming a dog so it's easier for them to learn their name, but there aren't nearly as many pointers for cats. Simply because many people don't realize cats can and do learn their names too. A study by the Sophia University in Japan found that cats can pick out their name in a string of words. This backs up the anecdotal evidence that some cats respond when they're called. While some cats might not know that their name is in fact their name, they do recognize it, even if they just recognize the voice and vowel sounds as something that brings treats or affection. It shows that they can make connections between their name and positive things. Number 5. Teach meow something new. We mentioned before that cats are often assumed to be untrainable. They tend to be very stubborn and much happier doing their own thing. After all, they are strong, independent felines who are perfectly capable of taking care of themselves. But they also appreciate being able to put their feet up, as it were. So they're more than happy to let you handle dinner and maybe massage them to sleep. They're even willing to work for treats if you find something they really enjoy. Plain cooked chicken is always a high reward treat. Maybe you won't see many cats excelling at obedience competitions. Their tolerance only goes so far, but they can still impress you with their skills. Some cats prefer just simple tricks like sit or stand, but there are plenty of cats who learn to ring a bell, jump through a hoop, or give you a high five. They can be incredibly quick to learn these things too. It's remarkable. Some super smart kitties might even outsmart you by making you think it was your idea all along. They just wanted a new way to get some treats and affection. Number 6. Monkey see, monkey do. A lot of people forget that cats are incredibly observant. When it comes to learning new things, your cat doesn't just sit and wait for you to teach it to them. Sure, they appreciate the extra treats whenever you spare the time to train them, but they also learn through curiosity alone. They'll watch you open a cupboard and wonder what's in there, especially if they can smell food. If you shut the door before they can investigate, many smart kitties take matters into their own paws. They'll scratch and pull at the door until they get it open themselves. If it is their treat cupboard, they might scurry away with a bag of treats so they can munch through the packet to get their prize. Some cats have even learned how to toggle light switches or turn a faucet on just by watching you. It's not just you that they learn from either. Cats are so observant that they learn from other pets in the house as well. If your puppy gets a treat whenever they knock over that treat dispenser, your kitty might try their luck too. Just be careful if you have a dog that's protective over their snacks. Number 7. Mischief or street smarts. You've probably caught your cat in some really strange situations before. Maybe they've managed to sit right on top of the shower door, or you found them perched on the topmost shelf of the bookcase. They might have even found their way under the cupboards through an opening you never knew existed. Something training and learning through observation does is appeal to your cat's curiosity. They might act like fluffy menaces with their determination to get into all sorts of mischief, but they're also incredibly intelligent. What you think of as getting into trouble, your cat sees as problem solving. Why else would they be so interested in opening all those cupboards, if not to get food? Maybe they want to sit somewhere high up and they've never been up on the kitchen cupboards before. So they'll hop onto the counter and maybe take a detour over the fridge. You'll find them sat all pretty-like on top of the cabinets the next time you enter the kitchen. Number 8. There's food at the end of that finger. Pointing might be considered rude, but it's also a way we use to communicate with others. While it might be a more human method of communication, we often resort to the gesture with pets too. But that's okay, because your cat can learn how to follow your finger. Many of them are quite good at it. If you always point to a treat you've given them, they'll learn to associate the gesture with food. Some cats, of course, just follow their nose. It is one of their strongest senses after all. But there's a test for this too. You'll need 2 overturned cups and a treat under each of them. Point to one of the cups and see if your cat follows your finger or not. You'll need to do this test a few times to rule out coincidence. If they consistently follow your finger every time, it's a good sign that they're a very smart kitty. Not all is lost if they don't follow your finger though. You can teach them. If they go to the cup you pointed to, give them a treat. They'll prove how smart they are by how quickly they realize following your finger is a good thing. Number 9. Discerning tastes. Cats are lovable creatures, but most cat parents will admit that their cats are incredibly fussy animals. They know what they like and dislike, and very little will sway their opinions. These discerning tastes might be frustrating when it comes to making sure you have the right flavor of cat food or the right type of kitty litter, but it's also a big sign of intelligence. Your cat doesn't just have preferences for their food, where they are pet, and their favorite napping spot. Cats also have a favorite person. It might be you or someone else in the family, but whoever it is, they're the number one. Studies have found that cats are much more responsive to their favorite person's voice than a stranger's. Cats love you so much that they keep track of where you are in the house at all times. If you've ever wondered how they immediately find you after a long nap, it's because they have a mental image of the house and where you are in it. But this careful attention to where you are doesn't extend to strangers or even guests in the house. Sure, your cat might be intrigued by the newcomer's presence, or more likely to hide, but they still prefer you. Number 10. Talk to meow. Did you know that cats never meow at each other? Not unless they're a kitten trying to communicate with their mother, anyway. Adult cats rely on body language to get their message across. Maybe the occasional yowl or hiss is thrown in if they're looking for a potential mate or they're really displeased at another cat. But meows are reserved for humans. This is because your cat knows the best way to get you to do what they want. They're smart enough to know that you usually misunderstand their body language. And let's face it, we're not nearly as subtle as our feline friends would prefer. But a cute meow? That gets your attention every time. It's their incredibly intelligent way to get a treat or a chin scratch. Meowing is also your cat's way of asking for food. But why do they beg for food only to refuse to eat it? Check out this video to find out.